I'm Maggie Winterfeldt from the Editorialite, and we're here enjoying the beautiful spring weather with Mr. Tony Bravo.
Thank you for having me, Maggie.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I
always.
read the Editorialite literally every minute, so it's a pleasure to be here.
So let's talk about the big spring fete in NYC.
Yes.
The Met Gala.
The Met Gala. Now, the Academy Awards, as far as I'm concerned, those are sort of entry-level fashion snark awards. When we get to the Met Ball, you really have to be playing your A game.
Put on your snarky pants,
Put
everyone.
on your snarky pants. It is a higher level of snark because it is for the Met.
Yeah, so you either have to be a major celeb or majorly rich.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets this year were $25,000 a seat.
I will take two.
Yes, yeah, cool, 50 grand. But let's get to the $50,000 questions here.
Yes.
Who was your favorite designer of the night?
Okay, well, I would say overall, Charles James, the man who they were honoring the exhibition, was my favorite designer of the night.
Your answer.
My favorite living designer, however, was I think the man that paid the most appropriate homage to him, Zach Posen.
I have to completely agree. Every woman he dressed looked spectacular, was
Absolutely.
kind of modernizing that super tailored silhouette that James is known for.
The very sort of American idea of luxury and dressing for evening, really.
So Karen Elson was in Posen.
Karen Elson
just
looked
the color.
amazing.
Oh my god, the color, the tailoring.
The structure of the darting, I thought, was really beautiful. It was one of those subtle Charles James things that you wouldn't notice necessarily otherwise. And for me, among the Zach ladies, Dita Von Teese with that great sort of fishtail gown, very much a Dita silhouette, but also really a great Charles James silhouette, and a great silhouette for Zach Posen. Cheers to you, Zach.
Cheers to you, Zach Posen.
So you know who else I thought was on her A game was Stella.
Stella just rolled in A-list style.
Absolutely.
A-list. Reese Witherspoon.
Immaculata.
Spectacular.
Immaculata.
The magenta dress, the magenta lips. It was kind of a Charles James silhouette, but
I
very
thought so, too.
modern. Very updated. Cara Delevingne.
Great.
It was such a cool
That
outfit.
was a really cool outfit.
I would have done different shoes. I didn't love the shoes. I felt like that maybe the footwear was a place she could have gone a little strappier, a little metallic, some beading or gems, just something to make it a little more formal. But it was a really cool outfit.
I thought Kate Bosworth looked like Grace Kelly. Hands down,
She was
one of the
beautiful.
best looks of
I don't know
the
if I
night.
would give her Grace. Grace is like my ultimate, but she looks spectacular.
I thought she looked spectacular.
Yeah.
The other one that I thought was perfect dress, but just wrong combination of dress and girl was Rihanna.
Yeah.
It was a Stella dress. It was a crop top, which was one of the trends we noticed of the
Big
evening.
trend, which I have been pushing forever on the editorial.
That is very true. We also saw it on Anne Hathaway, who you didn't care for.
I'm an Anne Hathaway hater.
And on Emma Stone, who I thought also did very nice. What the problem with Rihanna, though, was that the crop hit her where you could see the tattoo that's right underneath her breast.
You saw a lot of. It's hard to even hit somewhere where there's not a tattoo on her body at this point.
I'm sorry, but you know, it's a Charles James gala. You know, cover up your ink.
It just didn't work. I feel like that same outfit on Giselle would have looked spectacular and sophisticated.
Absolutely.
And on Rihanna, there was just a little too much. You know, body art is art. It's more stuff going on, and it was just too much going on. It bordered on a little trashy.
I agree. You know what? But it just wasn't right for the night. So let's talk about some of the scary couples.
Oh, like the Gyllenhaals.
Oh.
Jake and Maggie. What were you thinking?
Jake with the beard. With the beard.
blonde
I
hair
hope that's for
and
a
the
role.
turtleneck.
And then Maggie with that hairdo.
That crazy potato sack dress and the hair, and it was really scary. I don't know what was going on.
So I was also really afraid of, and don't put a hit out on me for this Gay Mafia, but Mr. and Mrs. Neil Patrick Harris. What was that out? What was both of them? So David Burtka, who's a big personality on E! Entertainment, had on what I will refer to as the Harlequin look, which would have been great if he was trying to amuse the king.
Yeah.
And then there was Neil Patrick Harris, who, yes, he's gotten skinny for the Hedwig, but he's a little too gaunt for my liking. You know, when you stand next to Jared Leto and you look like you're too thin, perhaps it's time to stop.
All right, Tony, let's let's narrow it down. Best and worst of the night.
Okay, so for me, I will say best dressed man, Andy Cohen, undoubtedly. I know we're not even mentioning the men, but I thought Andy Cohen looked fantastic in his Ralph Lauren. Best dressed woman for me, Kirsten Dunst, in that great fall Rodarte Star Wars dress with the Death Star printed on the side. I saw that dress on the runway in February in New York, and I'm really excited that it made its way to the red carpet.
And I think this was the perfect venue for that dress.
Absolutely.
Because you want to incorporate some theatricality. This is the Met costume ball, but at the same time, it has to be super sophisticated,
Absolutely.
super well crafted, and she really nailed it.
I think so,
Great pick.
100%. So Maggie, who were your best dressed?
My best dress is going to be Arizona Muse.
Classic.
I think a lot of people tried to go way overboard, and it really was as if they threw everything, including feathers, in the kitchen sink on their dress. And she just kept it so simple, from the sleeked back hair to just this stunning red dress that really just so sophisticated, flawless. Loved it.
So now on to the worst. Who's your worst for the night, Maggie?
There's a lot of obvious low-hanging fruit here. Chloe Sevigny, Kristen Stewart, but what I'm gonna go with is Rashida Jones. I hate to say this, but it was just a bad dress, and you really just need like a friend to tell you you look frumpy in that dress, and she's a beautiful woman. The color was frumpy, the cut was frumpy, it made her look bigger than she is. It was Tory Burch.
Oh.
Maybe don't go with someone who's known for their flats for an evening gown.
Right.
Yeah, I love Tory Burch.
But she makes a great tote bag for the beach. My true worst dress of the night, though, that I think we agree deserves to have a funeral right now on the Editorialite for her red carpet reputation is one Miss Lupita Nyong'o. It was like a Prada practical joke. I don't know what Museo was thinking. I mean, just between the beading and the feathers and the weird macrame hanging plant detailing of it.
Putrid green color.
And the brown slip underneath. And the headband. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. But you know what? I'm gonna look at this as a positive. Maybe now Lupita is free. She's free to experiment. And may she experiment as far as Cher, but not so far as Bjork. And may she come back to us one day.
She will. She'll come back stronger, and her outfits will be better, and we're gonna love her even more. I think we better go. Thank you for watching. Maggie Winterfeldt. This is the Editorialite, and we're here with the fabulous Mr. Tony Bravo.
Good night, America.
Lupita.